is the business we are in at LSU, providing a world-class experience for our student athletes to compete and earn their degrees.
Hello Tiger fans, I'm Emily Dixon and welcome to this week's episode of Inside LSU Sports presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. We have another busy show for you as we check in with a trio of head coaches who are hitting key stretches with their teams. Plus, we bring you up to Cleveland for a behind-the-scenes look of the NFL Draft. There's plenty to get to, but let's get things started with the voice of the Tigers Chris Blair and LSU baseball head coach Paul Mainieri as they recap the matchup versus #1 ranked Arkansas and look ahead to this weekend's big series at Auburn.
Inside LSU Sports, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, is brought to you each week by the 8 partners that represent Team LSU. COTS, the official communications provider of LSU Athletics. McDonald's, official sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Our Lady of the Lake, official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics. Planet Fitness, official gym partner of the LSU Tigers. Ross's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. Coca-Cola, official beverage partner of the LSU Tigers. People's Health, the official health plan of LSU Athletics. And by Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers. This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Williamson Cosmetic Center and Paranac Aesthetic Surgery, where you'll always place first with us.
Welcome back in, fans, to this week's show. Joined with head coach Paul Mainieri here at the box. And, Coach, you come off a tough weekend playing, once again, the top-ranked team in the land. The Tigers have had plenty of opportunity this year against some of the top teams in the country. Arkansas comes in. We talked about it's always going to be an interesting series. And I know, boy, we started on Friday night, and we had a real pitcher's duel going in for most of that ball game.
Chris, it was a tremendous ball game for 6-7 innings. Our pitcher, Landon Marceau, was no-hitting the #1 team in the country through 6 innings. We were playing tremendous baseball. Their pitcher was also outstanding, and we had a couple of hits, but weren't able to do much with him. So we had a 0-0 game through 6 innings. And then the 7th inning was remarkable in its symmetry from the top of the inning to the bottom of the inning, and it really kind of made the difference in the game, unfortunately not in our direction. They got a base hit, they got a second base hit. The runner at first went first to third. Our center fielder tried to throw him out at third base. The hitter advanced to second base. They had runners on second and third, and then they got a timely two-run single. In the bottom of the inning, we got a base hit. Our next batter got a base hit. Our runner went first to third. Our hitter took second. The difference was their center fielder threw our runner out at third base, and then we didn't get the timely hit. And so it was a 2-0 ball game after 7 innings. Our pitcher got tired. We had to replace him. They replaced their pitcher with an All-American caliber relief pitcher who shut us down in the last 2 innings. Unfortunately, they got to our bullpen. The score really was not indicative of the type of ball game that it was. It was a great ball game for 7 innings, and unfortunately the score ended up being 7-0. The second day we had to move Sunday's game to the afternoon because of the forecast for weather, and A.J. Labus, who was just so tremendous for us up at Ole Miss the weekend before, just did not have his usual stuff. They got to him early. The game kind of became one-sided early in the game, and although we fought back late in the game and scored quite a few runs, I think we scored 10 runs, we still ended up losing the ball game. But then we came back that night behind McHale Hilliard, and with a very valiant effort, we ended up beating the #1 team in the country. We held on at the end 5-4, but it was a great victory in front of a large crowd here in the box. The crowd was really into the game. It was exciting, it was loud, and what a great victory it was for us. And I think it gave us a lot of good positive feeling, a lot of good momentum. We carried that into Monday's game we rescheduled against Southern University, and hopefully that victory against Arkansas will be the impetus for us as we go through the rest of our SEC schedule.
Well, you talked about the first weekend series with 100% capacity for what seems like a very long time, and SEC play going back to 2019. So many young guys on this team had never really experienced that. They got a little taste of it in Oxford, but not what it is here at the box. I got to believe they loved every moment of it.
Well, at Ole Miss, the big crowd was not rooting for us. They were rooting for us here. And it was a shame, you know, that these kids didn't get to experience that all year. Who knows how much of a difference it would have made. It's hard to speculate, of course, but it was just fun being in that environment again, Chris. You know, personally, I missed it. We have such wonderful fans that love and so passionate about LSU baseball, and to see them, you know, despite the difficulties of our season this year, you know, they seem to have enjoyed being back in the box and throwing their support behind their Tigers, and it was so much appreciated. It inspired our players so much, and it just seemed like old times again, you know, for them cheering on us so loudly and so enthusiastically, and then we held on for the victory, and everybody went home with big smiles on their face.
Yeah, I certainly relished having that 2 outs in the top of the ninth, the crowd on their feet, and getting that final out to win 5-4. Real quick before we go, another important series, this time on the road. Biggest game of the season coming up against Auburn Thursday.
Yeah, we've had a lot of great games with Auburn through the years, of course, and you know, the athletic director over at Auburn is a former player of mine from my days at Notre Dame, Alan Green, so I'll get a chance to visit with him. That'll be fun. But it's a business trip. You know, we need to go over there, and these are critical games for us with only 9 games remaining. You know, everything is out there for us. We need to get the job done. Auburn is certainly going to be a very formidable opponent. They just won a series at Georgia, who had won a series at Vanderbilt earlier this year. So, you know, for Auburn to beat an opponent like that shows you what they're capable of doing. And they'll be playing at home this weekend. So we've got a tremendous challenge ahead of us. We're going to have to play our very best baseball to have a chance to win this series. All
right, well, let's go back to this past weekend. Saturday night here at the Box, Tigers taking on Arkansas.
The second of a doubleheader coming your way on Saturday as LSU hosting Arkansas, the #1 Razorbacks. It will be Mikhail Hilliard, the right-hander, getting the start. Corners the pitch, hit high and deep to left field. This ball is gone. 1-2, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Slavens. You hear ground ball towards short. Thompson scoops it up, Stearns, and throws the first. Great stretch by Morgan. They'll get him for out #2. Base hit into center field. Rounding third will be Cranford. He's on his way to score, an RBI single from Dylan Cruz, and it's 4-0 Tigers. He'll dive and make the play. Cody giving chase near the bullpen, slides, makes the grab. The pitch to the plate. Called strike 3, struck him out. Tigers win. Tigers win.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at academy.com or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
Fake, mi amor. Ice cream?
Yeah!
Okay.
Protect your connected devices with advanced security included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi.
Now is the time for new beginnings. For holding each other's hands. For encouraging each other. And for working together. At Women's, our mission is to improve the health of all women and infants. So today, we're focused on new ways to care for you and keep you safe. Because seeing you healthy and strong is important to us.
We're born to be loud, born to be strong, born to work hard and tailgate harder. We're born to give it our all, on the field, in the stands, and beyond. We're born to be Tigers. We're the Tiger Athletic Foundation. Be part of the team behind the Tigers. Join today for better access and better perks. TAF, we're here for Tigers. Be there for them too. Annual membership starts at only $50.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by TJ Ribs, legendary Louisiana barbecue.
All right. You gotta scoop it if it's in that dirt.
It's the only person in the sport to win a national championship as a part
The Kim Mulkey era is just beginning here in Baton Rouge, but Beth Torina has already left her mark on LSU by building one of the best softball programs in the country. With one series to go before the SEC tournament, we sat down with Torina and her group of seniors to reflect on some impressive college careers.
At LSU softball, we try to grow Tigers for life, and I know these guys truly represent those Tigers traits. And when I think about the Tigers traits, they represent all of them, but I think about one specific trait for each senior in this group. When I think about trust, I think about Claire Weinberger. She's just the person you want on your side. Whether you're celebrating or going to battle, Claire and her family always seem to be there for you, and they are there in full force.
So thank you to the LSU coaches, staff, fans, my teammates, and my parents for making my dream turn out to be what I never thought it would have been, and yet so much more than I could have ever imagined. Go Tigers and forever LSU.
Amanda Doyle is the picture of integrity. She is consistent in an inconsistent game in an inconsistent world. Amanda plans to teach in her future. She's been teaching the whole time she's been here. She has taught us so much, and we're so proud of all she's accomplished.
It has been an honor to be a part of this program for the past 5 years. Thank you to this university and these awesome fans for welcoming this California girl with open arms and creating a home here in Baton Rouge.
When I think about grit and I think about long-term perseverance, I go straight to Aaliyah Andrews. She is our superhero, and it's not just for what she has done on the field, it's for who she represents and what she has brought to us her entire career.
9 years with an Andrews in the outfield is coming to an end, but everything that LSU has instilled in me will live on forever.
Akaya Times has brought energy since day one, and it seems she's never taken a pitch off. From our first sixth-year player in LSU softball history, she has brought it the whole way. Akaya is not just family, she is in the family. She has been a part of our lives for so long. From our children's lives to our team's lives, so many awesome memories revolve around Akaya and her time with LSU softball.
It was almost always my dream as a little girl to play college softball, but to play college softball in front of my hometown and state was a true fairy tale.
Taryn is relentless in her pursuit of her goals. She came here to play softball, but yet changed the university, changed the culture, changed the community in the process.
Thank you, LSU. Thank you every day. Because of you, I am a Tiger, and now a Tiger for life.
When we think about selfless and we think about LS over you, I think we all think about MB. She is truly the heart and soul of this team. She gives of herself in everything she does.
Tiger Nation, these last 5 years have been incredible. My time here as an LSU softball player is slowly coming to an end, but I will forever be a Tiger for life.
From the bottom of our hearts, this staff wants to say thank you to the senior class. From trips to the College World Series, countless community service hours, meeting academic goals, I just want to tell you guys, well done. You have accomplished so much in your time with Tigers. We cannot wait to see where your journey leads you next. I know there's so much success in store for all of you in your future, and we can't wait to be along for that ride too.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades? Need more ice.
In diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method? Brings out the citrus notes. Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
We get it. It feels like everything has changed. Masking up, changing demands at work, fewer gatherings. But one thing hasn't changed: our commitment to your health. It's why Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group keeps finding better ways to serve you. Video visits with one of our providers, online scheduling, weekend hours, and nearly 100 locations where providers know your medical history. Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group, providing you with the best care where and when you need it.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. The time is right, the party's just begun. And the good times roll. Yeah, let the good times roll. And have some fun and let those good times roll.
Drive Expedition with 0 for 72 plus $27.50 cash back. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
When the ground shifts beneath you, you can run or you can stand firm. At LSU, our stand is rock solid. Our blood runs hot even as our heads stay cool. Because now is a pivotal moment in the fight for our future. And we refuse to back down when the world needs solutions. LSU, fierce for the future.
We're born to be loud, born to be strong, born to work hard and tailgate harder. We're born to give it our all, on the field, in the stands, and beyond. We're born to be Tigers. We're the Tiger Athletic Foundation. Be part of the team behind the Tigers. Join today for better access and better perks. TAF, we're here for Tigers. Be there for them too. Annual membership starts at only $50.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Assurance Financial, lending the way home buyers prefer it.
If you don't know Russell Brock, it's time to get familiar. LSU's beach volleyball head coach has quickly turned the Tigers into one of the best beach volleyball programs in America, and they carry a top 4 ranking into this weekend's NCAA championships. With the sun out and the shades on, Cody Worsham put his feet in the sand for the latest Tigers Win podcast, where he catches up with Brock ahead of the team's trip to Gulf Shores.
My pleasure to sit down with LSU beach volleyball coach Russell Brock. Coach, welcome to Tigers Win. I don't know if you've watched any of the other episodes. If you haven't, shame on. I'm kidding. But it's all about sitting down with all the great coaches we have on campus and me stealing some ideas from them. But you guys have some urgency here coming up, right? Just finished conference championships, NCAA tournament right around the corner. What's your approach to, I like to think of seasons as having a flow, and you start at the beginning of the season and you're working on certain things, and the approach then is much different than the approach now.
Sure.
What is the approach now? What's the mental framework you're trying to give your team as they get prepared for the most important part of the season?
Yeah, I think even what you said as far as mental framework, I think that's a big part of what we're focusing on for these last, week and a half, 2 weeks before national starts. I mean, there's not going to be a ton of improvement from a technical perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're trying to polish, you're trying to get your bodies to peak at the exactly right moment, which obviously that's a part of it. But really, at this point, I think the most progress we can make is with our mentality. So we're going to, push hard with our pairs to really try and develop in that space. As we continue to push on our conditioning and our execution and our strategies and really kind of as the field for nationals gets rounded out and we know who will play, there'll be some focus intentionally on the actual matches that we'll play, in Gulf Shores coming up soon. So it's a lot of things, but
yeah.
It's less about kind of what it was in the fall and more specifically about preparing our minds and our bodies for the pretty finite task that lays ahead of us at Gulf Shores.
Yeah, this is where coaches have to be almost psychologists, right? And you have to understand the mental game just as much, if not more, than the physical game at this point of the year. And so I want to know what that looks like, that push for, both your pairs, because I think that's a unique aspect of this sport in particular. Yeah, that you have doubles in tennis and you have other sports where you're off in pairs, but here, I mean, that's you have almost 5 different units that you've got to get ready, and they all require something different.
Sure.
All 10 of those athletes, but then also there's 5 different dynamics with those 10. So it's, you start doing the math, it's a little bit crazy with all the psychological directions you could go in. So how do you kind of get your arms around that and assess the needs of all of those different dynamics as you head into this point of the season?
Yeah, I think that probably one of the more unique parts about our sport is there's going to be a lot of that responsibility that falls on them. Like if you and I are a pair and we want to be really great, we've got to spend time together.
Yeah.
And obviously we've got to spend it with the coaches, and we've got to handle our nutrition, and we've got to be great in the weight room. There's all these different facets, but there's also a really powerful part of the game that's just that connection.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that we've been talking about is, we're encouraging our athletes to meet together to watch film. They can do that with coaches or on their own or with other players, to meet together with, our sports mentalists
Mm-hmm.
who are kind of helping grow that bond and strengthen their ability to max out in those really clutch moments.
For all the ways you love to play, Academy Sports and Outdoors makes it easier than ever to get what you need and have fun out there. Get free shipping on your favorite brands at academy.com or get free curbside or in-store pickup at your Academy store.
Now is the time for new beginnings. For holding each other's hands. For encouraging each other. And for working together. At Women's, our mission is to improve the health of all women and infants. So today, we're focused on new ways to care for you and keep you safe. Because seeing you healthy and strong is important to us.
To the people stepping up in the face of an unprecedented challenge, thank you for everything you're doing to serve our communities and keep us safe. To the people of Hancock Whitney, thanks for being the ones our clients can count on. Because even though it feels like everything has changed right now, it's reassuring to see that some things haven't. We'll get through this the same way we always do, together.
When the ground shifts beneath you, you can run or you can stand firm. At LSU, our stand is rock solid. Our blood runs hot, even as our heads stay cool. Because now is a pivotal moment in the fight for our future. And we refuse to back down when the world needs solutions. LSU, fierce for the future.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go, lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Academy Sports and Outdoors. With curbside pickup, it's never been easier to shop in store or online at academy.com.
With the 5th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Jamar Chase, wide receiver, LSU.
Does it get any better than this?
I don't think it can, but I'm just happy to be in this moment right now, enjoying this with my family, so I'm ready to go put on the show. Let's do it. thank you, Cincinnati Bengals, for picking me with the 5th pick. I can't wait to come out there and come work. Very cold in Ohio, so got to make sure we won what we playing, so I can't wait to get this game started.
With the 59th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Terrace Marshall Jr., wide receiver, LSU.
But just know this, we all know what you can do, and you've battled through a lot to get to this moment, man. You've battled through some injuries. Now you're here to come make plays for us.
So I got you. I'm planning to hear everything. I just appreciate, the Panthers organization giving me a chance, to come out there and show out. I promise they won't regret it. And I'm just ready to get down and do the work.
What's good, Panther Nation? I just want to say I'm really excited to get down there and get to work. Appreciate y'all for all the support.
No college in the country has had more draft picks over the past 2 seasons than LSU. Wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase carried the torch this year with the number 5 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, linking back up with former Tigers quarterback Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. Terrace Marshall Jr. had a reunion of his own with former LSU passing game coordinator Joe Brady up in Carolina. In total, 7 former LSU players were selected in the 3-day draft, and here's a look at where these former Tigers will now call home in the NFL.
Ja'Marr Chase.
Terrace Marshall Jr.
Jabril Cox.
Tyler Shelvin, Racy McMath, Jacoby Stevens, Terry Vincent Jr.
We can't wait to get you to Philadelphia, man. We're going to draft you right here, man.
Oh, yes, I won't let you guys down.
This is George Payton, GM of the Broncos. How are you?
Coach, I do whatever you need me to do.
It's your new home right here.
Yeah, okay.
You use these end zones. And that's LSU. That's for life. That's something we take, to the next level with us.
It's an honor to be drafted. I know a lot of guys don't make it.
It was a dream come true. Tears just came out of my eyes.
Can't wait to get to work.
Can't wait to get down there.
We packed plenty into this week's show, but be sure to join us back here next week as we wrap up NCAA championships on the sand, look forward to postseason play for softball, and prep you on everything you need to know about the #1 ranked track and field's quest for an NCAA title. I'm Emily Dixon, and as always, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Inside LSU Sports presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. We'll see you next week.
This is the business we are in at LSU. Providing a world-class experience for our student athletes to compete and earn their degrees.